Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's Baldman Games virtual D&D weekend announcement stream. I've got our names below us this time, so I'm going to introduce us anyways. I'm Jenny, and this is Spencer, and I'm pretty sure that's actually Spencer's Twitter handle, but I didn't ask, so
That's
I said,
me.
yeah, all right, I did it. Um, so we're here today to tell you what's going to be happening with the upcoming January event, which is happening soon. As a matter of fact, let's lead with that. The January virtual D&D weekend is January 21st through 23rd. I had to look at my calendar, even though I just read the dates. And we have a lot of exciting stuff. So what we're going to talk through today, this shouldn't be terribly long. We're going to talk a little bit first about our streaming strategy. You may have noticed in December we started doing streamed discussions and streamed games alongside of our events. Then Spencer's going to talk a little bit about some VTT talk, or in this month's case, some lack of VTT. Then we're going to tell you what we're going to be streaming this month, what our charity for the month is, so that you can help support that great cause, what games are going to be running that you can play in at this month's virtual event, and how you can join in on all the cool, fun things that we're doing. All right. To kick it off, I guess that's still me. That's still me.
It's still you.
I'm gonna go. All right. To kick it off, our streaming strategy. So we've got our monthly streams that coincide with the virtual D&D weekend events, featuring a Friday night discussion segment around topics that are going to change every month. We're also doing two streamed actual play games each month, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. We did them both afternoon games last month. This month we're trying an evening game on Saturday and an afternoon game on Sunday. We thought about doing an evening game for both, but honestly, it conflicted with my schedule. It was me. It was my fault. We are doing that. We're also going to have some additional stream stuff to come. We've got a run through of the Moonshade's Rising Shadows campaign. That's going to be double streaming on the Ghostlight RPGs Twitch channel, and over on the Baldman Games channel, which you should theoretically be watching now. You may be watching this on my channel, and if you are, you should definitely follow the Baldman_Games channel too. That will be run by our very own Baldman Games Dungeon Master, Graham Ward, and we're super excited for that. I know he and Eric Mangy have been working on getting that like nice and tidy, so we're gonna have like a tight run through of that to get all of the highlights of the campaign, so that we really get a good feel for what the Moonshades is about and how fucking weird it is, which is what we love about it, right?
Absolutely.
We might have other content from time to time from other Baldman Games partners that we're going to host on this channel. You may have seen the other day, Relevant Designers Den episode. That's my show. We had myself and a Baldman Games DM and content creator, Jonathan Connor Self, on chatting a little bit about his work, some of which is for Baldman Games, so we talked a little bit about that. We'll host the Herald's Guild office hours on both channels. Might have some interviews with Baldman Games staff and DMs, and if you're with the Baldman Games crew and you've got something that you want to suggest, we're going to tell you how to pitch that to us a little bit later. All right, then, Spencer, let me turn it over to you for our first segment here. Let's talk about some virtual tabletops.
Great. Yeah. So every month we'll be doing a little one of these where we talk about a different virtual tabletop. For most of you, you probably know Roll20. That's sort of the default these days. Yeah, exactly. It's what I use. It's what you use. It's what most people use. But we have other options too, and there's lots of good reasons to use them. So we wanted to give a little talk. So we found a lot of people just don't know about the options. We thought we'd start this month, sort of ironically, talking about the lack of a virtual tabletop. Playing theater of the mind style. So a lot of you probably heard that word, and a lot of you probably know what it is, but I'd be willing to bet a bunch more of you don't know what theater of the mind is. So theater of the mind game is a game that doesn't...
Do I have to build a theater in my mind?
Yeah, it's basically it. So with theater of the mind, it's just a game without maps. It doesn't mean there's no visuals, but there's no battle map. You don't have tokens or minis moving around on the map, whether it's in person or online. And it can be a really fun experience. I run them occasionally myself. I assume you've played one, Ginny.
I have played in, I don't know, dozens. I don't even know how many D&D games I've played at this point in my life. So lots of Theater of the Mind games, and
Yeah,
I've run plenty of them myself as well. Sometimes because there's not really need for tactical combat. Sometimes because um, it's just a role play heavy game. Other times because we're not really in a place where we can just whip out a map. Like I've got friends who've played D&D on a flight on the way to Winter Fantasy. They did Theater of the Mind.
yeah. I mean, you've basically hit upon like a lot of the high points there. It's great if you don't need crunchy tactical combat in a module. You don't really need maps, and sometimes just having the maps can be an impediment really to a good game experience. People are too worried about exactly where they are on the map, and you sort of lose track of the story.
Am I flanking?
Um,
Am I flanking him right now?
yeah, exactly. Is he within range? Can I hit him, but without hitting my friends? Don't. Yes. Don't worry about it. Yes, you can. It can be a very relaxed, sort of more creative experience, which can be a lot of fun for a lot of people. Another big plus, at least for people online, is if you're not super tech savvy, you don't need to be. If you can watch this stream, you can play Theater of the Mind games.
Yeah, you only need to learn whatever the platform is that you're communicating with your fellow players
Yeah,
and DM on Discord, Zoom. I hear some people still use Skype,
yeah, whatever that is.
Google Meet, Hangouts. So,
Exactly. It's great for that you can just hang out and just play and not stress about like, oh wait, how do I roll which dice? No, just grab some actual dice, roll them on the table. It's all good. So we do run a few games here at the virtual D&D weekends that are Theater of the Mind. Usually you'll see them listed as Discord or Zoom in the game listings. And if you see that, that's what you're getting in for. Um, so don't be afraid if you have a little bit of imagination to picture things in your head. That they're a great game to get in on. I really like them.
yeah, and I've got a comment from a viewer on my chat because we got this going everywhere. Uh, Lock me up says, I like Theater of the Mind because just those reasons. We don't have to focus on the map. You can immerse yourself in the environment and the scene that you've got going on there, which, yes, um, I especially, so I've got, when I run stuff that's really like, I don't know, some of the Feywild stuff specifically, where we want to focus on like the weirdness of it and just like the, the aesthetic and everything. Like I really love to do Theater of the Mind for that. Just throw up a bunch of really bizarre pictures. You do a lot of
Yeah,
pictures when you Theater of the Mind, right?
I do. Yeah, I call them slides because I'm old enough to remember when slide projectors were a thing. But yeah, I threw up a
Visual
lot of visuals,
aids.
visual aids. Yeah, I'll put up some pictures of things. I can find canonical pictures in old D&D source books. I love doing that. Sort of going through digital copies of old third and second and first edition source books, finding a picture that's canonical to the thing, putting it up on the screen, saying this is what you're seeing right now. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I love that too. Being able to, you've got everyone there, you're describing something, they're super involved in it. You whip up a picture of the bad guy. Nobody's worrying about where they are in relation to the bad guy.
Exactly.
They're just like, oh, fuck.
That's hideous. Yeah,
I'm supposed to kill that. Wait,
it's the
I can't
best.
even kill it. I have to capture. Yeah, exactly. And yeah. So why would you choose to play in a Theater of the Mind game over all the other options that we have, Spencer? If you're sitting
Uh,
there and looking at them.
for me, if I'm going to be playing a game that I know has a lot more role play in it,
Mhm.
and I want to be a little more invested in the other players and less invested in the mechanics of how things are working, it's great. Generally, you're going to have video ups. You're going to see the people's faces. If you're like me and you talk with your hands a lot, as I'm doing right now, you can, as a DM, those of you who played with me know I like to gesture. I'll like, I'll do the actions as, you come slashing overhead with this club. I'll do all the actions, and it can really be good if you get into that. Um, so if you're not so much worried about the crunchiness of it and you just want to have experience with the people, it's amazing for that. It's very intimate and people focused, and I love that about it.
And that's kind of one of the things that I love. I especially when I DM online, love to do theater of the mind, like as a DM, when maybe you didn't have 3 weeks to create custom assets
Hmm.
for Roll20, because some of us are very particular, perfectionist about stuff like that. It takes a lot of the pressure off too. Like, so from the DM side, like it's kind of nice in that. Um, uh, well, I mean, unrelated to virtual tabletop, Design Lizard says this is an awesome group and thanks for all that you do. No, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you for joining us.
thank
We
you for
we, we do
joining
this
us.
because, yeah,
Yeah, we couldn't do any of this without the players, without the DMs, without the other Baldman Games staff. We're gonna say thank you now, and then we're gonna say thank you a lot later. All right.
absolutely.
Do you have anything else on the theater of the mind topic?
The only thing I was going to mention is I have played with some players who, due to uh, particular with the particular way their minds work, have a little bit of trouble visualizing things without having a map. They really struggle to not have it. So if you're one of those people, I mean, it's just the way you are. It's probably not the best game for you. So if you really do struggle to and can't visualize a battlefield without a map, maybe stay away. But for
If
everyone else, I recommend trying it at least once.
if you've got aphantasia, which is a word that I learned in relation to all of this some time back, in which a previous partner of mine like literally cannot visualize imagery in their head. Like
Yes.
you don't see it. You've got, I don't know, words in there or a conversation going, but there's no images going on. Um, I mean, it's possible theater of the mind might not be for you,
I
but
have a
it could also still be for you if you're someone who like really wants to focus on like the um the verbal role play. There's no clutter, there's no
mhm,
distractions. So and Chili Draws says theater of the mind is my bread and butter. You are in good company. I know one
absolutely.
of our DMs for the streaming games this month, which is a good segue here. Matt Lane absolutely loves to do theater of the mind. If it's your bread and butter, it is his jam. Um, so this month, we've got Matt Lane, and on Saturday at 8 p.m., I've skipped the Friday night conversation. We're going to come back to that. We're starting with games first. Saturday night at 8 p.m. If you love a spectacle, you are not going to want to miss it. We have Matt Lane as the DM, and he is running through Undermountain the Musical. This was in the Minsk and Booze supplement that the admins put out one year. Greg Marks had a heavy hand in that. It's a lot of jokes, a lot of humor, a lot of good time. It's a lighthearted, satirical adventure, eighth level character, so they've still got lots of bits and bobs and tricks to throw at it, lots of features that they can play with. Um, Takes place in Waterdeep, and then of course also primarily in the Undermountain. Uh, it's silly, it's wacky. There's going to be puns. There's going to be so many puns. They're going to be awful. Um, it's not something serious. I think the best description I've got that I've read is one that I've written down here so I can read it to you.
Yeah.
Picture something between Castle Greyhawk, for those of you who know the numbers, it's WG7, The Muppet Show, Spamalot, and perhaps like a dash of Mel Brooks, and then you've got the theme down for Undermountain Musical. We're going to take advantage of all those bad puns, those musical tropes. We're going to be laughing, we're going to be silly, we're going to groan, and we're going to give so much inspiration for just like the worst jokes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Link where it isn't happening. We there will be links. There will be plenty of links. I am working on the promotional images for that now. I've got the players locked in on that finally. And so we've got a good lineup for that. Um, we have, I'll go through the players since I've got them as well. So we have Megan Hardy, who is known for, you may have seen the articles. Megan is the amazingly brilliant woman who brings in I believe what the article is described as bank, teaching on OutSchool D&D to kids. And so it's not even really just teaching D&D. It's more like running these fun educational D&D games. She does dozens of them every week, and they are amazing. And she's amazing. So she's coming in. She's bringing in a half drow monk, I think is what we've gone with there. We've got our friend from kind of from down under. He's more from Hobbit Town, really. Um, our good friend, Baldman Games, Matthew Roderick, and he is bringing some amazing theatrical talent. He has done numerous stage productions there, so I can't wait to see the voices and the expressions that Matt's gonna bring to this. We've got Miss Vivacia, who has done some amazing content on Twitter. Um, I don't know if she's confirmed in what character she's bringing. Had a bunch of ideas floating around. We've got Jay Caffrey, um, who is currently apparently lost in the cornfields of Iowa, does acting, music, DMing, lots of stuff online, and is bringing in a Furbolg barbarian. So, and then let's see, to round this group out, we've got, let's see, Megan, we've got two more. We've got Connor, who I mentioned earlier. Connor's coming on, bringing a bard, of course, because, if there's not time for a bard, right now is it. Um, and then who's my final? Who's my final player? Uh, Somewhere in here, I have a final player. I don't know. Let's see, one, two, three. I might have forgotten how to count, but so yeah, we've got that lined up on Sunday at 3 p.m. I'm running a game. I'm going to be running the Landscape of Astoria and Lafay, which was one of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Dungeon Craft Spotlight adventures that was put out to coincide with the release of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight book. This particular adventure is by Gabe Hicks, and if you know of Gabe, if you've any Gabe's work, he's phenomenally talented, amazing humor, wit, and I got to play in this game with Gabe as a DM a couple of virtual weekends back, sometime right after, I don't, maybe that was during Celebration.
I think it was
I
Celebration.
think it was Celebration, yeah. And then I ran this at one of the few in-person cons that I was able to do before, again, happened. And so I am super excited to be running this on Sunday. It is a lower level one. I'm having my players at second level, and they're going to find themselves drawn into the domain of canvas, where they receive a strange call to help an individual by the name of Astoria and Lafay. Canvas itself is a self-contained domain inside of a painting, protected by magic and housing secrets that are hidden in plain sight. Well, it's a place of art and creation, so anything can become reality, and that in itself is dangerous, as it said that the ruler of canvas is a bit eclectic. Hijinks are sure to ensue. If you're playing in this, close your ears, okay? Because I just want to tell everyone else, they're gonna talk in rhymes, okay? It's gonna be great. They won't be good rhymes, just like the puns. They're just gonna be bad. So show up for that. Each of these games, by the way, is about 2 hours long. So, nice and brief, just a little getaway, on your weekend. Friday night, circling back to that, our discussion topic for this month is this band's Treasury of Dragons. So we are going to be talking with our very own, and by we, I mean I am, me and the mouse I keep in my pocket, um, are going to be talking with our very own John Christian, the Dwarven DM, who has a notorious love of dragons and Dragonlance, and who I'm told has some thoughts and opinions on this book. They're not all warm and fuzzy. So I'm ready to hear these, lay them out there, and I'm going to share my own thoughts on the book, which uh, I gotta finish reading it before then. That's probably a good idea. I'll
I'm
share
looking
I'll
forward
share
to.
very intense thoughts on the dragons that I have definitely read, and then I'll let everyone know that, I only have so much time in my life. But I love dragons as well, so I'm super excited to try and get through the rest of that book and have a chat about it. So John can tell me which ones that I should definitely go back and read again because I missed something wicked cool about them. Um, all right, so if you're tuning into those games, you'll be able to donate to our charity for the month. We'll have links in the chat with instructions on how to do that. Um, I believe Matt is going to have some opportunities available for people to donate to make even wilder shenanigans occur. So if you really want to mess with Matt's players, um, we're going to be doing that. I love my players, so I am also going to be doing that. um, so our charity for the month, though, is the National Coalition for the Homeless, because it is January. It is cold in this hemisphere. Down where Matt Roderick is, it is apparently quite warm. But in either of those extreme temperatures, you don't really want people sleeping outside on the streets. I mean, really don't want them sleeping outside on the streets any time of the year. And so the National Coalition for the Homeless is a national network of people who are currently experiencing or who have experienced homelessness, activists, advocates, community based service providers, and others that are committed to a single important mission to end and prevent homelessness while ensuring the immediate needs of those experiencing homelessness are met and their civil rights are respected and protected. National Coalition for the Homeless believes that safe, decent, and affordable housing is a human right, as written in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 25, Section 1. And you can learn more about them at, I put their donation link in my notes instead of their actual, uh,
Yes.
nationalhomeless.org. There we are. You can learn more about them at nationalhomeless.org. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop their donate link in case anybody wants to donate now, who perhaps can't tune in later. All right.
And of course, we will also have rerolls available for donations.
Yes, and for players who are playing in the virtual weekend events, you'll be able to buy your reroll tickets to support this great cause and to ensure that you really get that hit in when you're using your special weapon or ability or whatever it is that you're doing. All right, let's see. Gosh, so we've gotten some kudos here from Ms. D360 is super excited about seeing Megan. Apparently, their son plays with Megan as a DM. Pretty Boy really enjoys the landscape of Astoria and Lafay. Got to play under Gabe Hicks. Oh, cool. I wonder if were you in the game I was in? I don't. It's been a while. There were so many people, and then Citadel Geek.
That's
Hey,
me.
Spencer. Is excited to hear those capital T thoughts from John. And question over on my chat. Hi, Spencer. You ready for the no sleep nights before the VDW? Reading those tickets. And as always, love my hair color. Thanks. I haven't really changed it lately, but I do love purple. Oh, you weren't in the game with me. Well, you got to play with Gabe though, so you got a top-notch experience. All right. So, what people really want to know, what games are we offering this month? What games could people sign up to play?
Games.
They could sign up this Friday to play games,
right.
but they don't know what games.
So, starting off, we'll bring back, of course, the Well Beyond the Witchlight hardcover chapters we've been running since D&D Celebration. This month, we'll be running through chapters 2, 3, 4, and for the first time, chapter 5. Which is the final chapter in the book. So if you've been playing along the whole way through, this is your chance to finish off the Wild Beyond the Witchlight before moving on to other things. It's
Yeah.
going to be exciting. We'll keep running it for a while yet, so don't worry if you don't get it in this month. But this is it. It's coming to the end. You're going to see that theme a few times actually coming to the end.
Yeah.
So next up, Ginny.
Yeah, so we have some more Ravenloft Mist Hunters stuff this month. If you've been playing through that campaign, maybe you've missed a few, you'll be able to catch up and maybe make it all the way to the end. We are running Mist Hunters episodes 7, 8, 9, 10, premiering episodes 11 and 12, and we will be premiering the epic finale for the Mist Hunters campaign. And when I say epic finale, I mean it's literally an epic. Um, and I'm biased. Let me start this off because I was one of the co-writers on it. Myself and Jeremy Forbing wrote that, and we are super excited for everyone to play it. It is. I'm still a little flabbergasted at some of the stuff that we were allowed to put into that, and it is really just going to bring this finale to a rousing close. If you've been playing through it, you're ramping up, you're figuring out the mystery as you investigate on. God, it's so fulfilling. I'm pumped. So you'll have the opportunity there to play in up to 7 Mist Hunters games. So you can do 7 all the way through the epic if you can schedule them all in. Um, that might be
It
difficult.
is. I think it's theoretically possible.
It
It
let's
is. It
see.
actually
It
is.
is
Yeah, it is.
theoretic. I was like, I looked at the grid. The grid will be up
Yeah.
momentarily, by the way, on social media for people who can't follow what we're saying. Yeah. So, yeah, epics. We've got another epic, right?
Yeah. So finally, long awaited. I know. I know it's not the biggest campaign at this point, but the long awaited 4th epic in the Oracle of War Eberron campaign is finally going to be debuting with us this month at the virtual D&D weekend. I know it's up on DM's Guild, so some of you may have played it already. But if you wanted to play it with us, this will be the chance to do it. We held it back a little bit, waiting till we had enough players to really have a good run at it. So we're going to have a full multi-table epic of this. It is the penultimate adventure in this campaign that's taken over 2 years to get here. So if you've been playing along, you've been patient, you've been good, and we're going to be playing this this month, and then next month we will have the final adventure in this particular campaign. So 2 years and a bit to get there, but it's been worth the wait.
It has been. And kudos to Will Doyle and Sean Merwin for putting together such an amazing campaign,
Absolutely.
and to all of the authors on that campaign. Um, God, it's just been such a tight storyline that has been so well done. I'm super excited to see that. Speaking of epics, if you haven't gotten enough epics, maybe you've been playing through the Dreams of the Red Wizards campaign. If you've been playing through that, you can play 7 Adventures. It's a lucky number. So we are going to have Dreams of the Red Wizards 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're going back, having the Dreams of the Red Wizards epic number 1, Myth Namtar, and we are also repeating the Dreams of the Red Wizards epic number 3, When the Lights Went Out. So that's Dreams of the Red Wizards Night Thieves by our very own Laura Thompson. The City That Should Be, DRW 14 by our very own Jay Anderson. I'm going to go through this because they're all BMG people, every single one of these authors. DRW 15, Frozen Whispers by Sean Banerjee. DRW 16, Uprising by John Connor Self. And DRW 17, Expedition to the Supreme Forge by one of our BMG friends down in the Philippines, Paul Gabat. The DRW Epic 01 was Amy Durza, and I can't remember who she co-authored that with now, but one of the other admins. And of course, the DRW Epic 3, When the Lights Went Out on Candlekeep, with Anthony Joyce and Carl Sibley. So that campaign is getting near to an end after 17. We've got 18, 19, 20, and another epic. which is gonna be epic. I don't know why. I'm also biased on that one too. You should play that one too when it comes out. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. Let's see. So got a couple of things here in chat that I want to address before we get too far away from those. Let's see, Diablo PDXD turning in late, never fear. The VOD will be up as soon as we're done with this, and the grid will be up online. Let's see, lock me up. Missing a bunch of context. Where do I get more info? The Discord server, somewhere else? Yes, as a matter of fact. Yes. If you can give us like 5 minutes to cover the rest of what we're offering. We are going to tell you where you can find out so much more. We're going to give you those Discord links. We're going to give you the link to the event. And then I'm going to give you the social media accounts in case you don't want to write down all those links so that you can find the post that I'm about to make with all those links. Um, so, yeah. All right. So we've got all this Dreams of the Red Wizard stuff. What else do we got?
All right. So next up, we're coming quickly to the conclusion. I said it's a lot of endings this month.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Ending. Oh,
somebody's
yes.
asking a very important question.
Oh.
Are we able to tell you the name of the Ravenloft epic finale?
Can you say it? Can you say it this time?
Can I pronounce it?
Yes, can you pronounce it this time?
It is a Dark Lord's denouement. Oh gosh,
denouement.
Denouement. Sorry, I don't speak French.
It's French. It's French.
Dark Lord's denouement.
I have the advantage. I'm Canadian. We learned French in school.
Yeah. I don't do French.
You did, Matt. Actually, you did miss us talking about your musical game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We raved about it. Don't worry.
We did. As for when the will post up, it'll be posting up right after we finish this little discussion here.
Yes, I'm typing it when Spencer talks.
So next up, coming back to endings, we have Moon 16 and 17. So fun, quick little side story. Moon 16 is actually the very first set of adventures I ever ran for Baldman Games back at Gen Con last year, or 2 years ago, I guess now in 2020. That was my first event with Baldman Games, and they just handed me at the time brand new Moon 16. We're like, run this, and I was kind of shell shocked, but it was amazing. It's one of my favorite adventures still, trilogies of adventures to this day still. So we were running Moon 16, which has so many talented people involved in it, and was the trilogy lead for that one was again Amy Desira, with the adventures written by Leighton Ish, Marina Desmaris, and of course Maat Cook wrote those adventures. So we're looking forward to those. I love those adventures so much. And then Moon 17, which is the next up in the set, which was led by Joe Cirillo, with Sean Smith, Gareth Anderson, and Jackie Lung penning the actual adventures. So between those two, it's basically, if you've been playing along, it's the turning point. It's where everything starts to shift the balance of the storyline of the Rising Shadow story arc. So if you're hoping to play Winter Fantasy or possibly at the February weekend, we're not 100% sure yet, and play through the finales, this is it. This is how you get ready for that. Play through these, and you'll be all set to finish off the storyline with a bang and launch into the new one.
Oh yeah. All right. One last thing that we've always got.
Yeah, the Learn to Plays. This is the same adventure. I mean, this is not super big news. If you know someone who's new to D&D and they're looking for a chance to learn how to play the game, and you just don't want to teach them yourself, make Matt do it. Send them to the Learn to Plays. I assume it's Matt running them. I actually don't know that's true for sure. But send them to the Learn to Play adventures. We're running our own signature Journey to Adventure, written by our own John Christian, Zach Owens, and Troy Sandlin. Both the basics and the intermediates will be covered in a 4-hour session.
Mm-hmm. All right, and yeah, gosh, so much exciting stuff. All right, so we had some questions earlier about where to get all this information. So you can always get tickets for any of our virtual D&D weekends, which we do every single month, at yawningportal.dnd.wizards.com. If you want to find out more in general about Baldman Games, you can head over to our website at www.baldmangames.com. Got lots of cool stuff on there. We have a calendar of events. It's a Google Calendar, so you can just add it to your own little calendar if you want. And you can get to that at baldman.link/calendar. Spencer put that together. You can join our Discord community, which I highly recommend because all of our announcements go up there, and you can push them to your own servers if you want, so that you don't have to go find them. And we've got a custom URL now, so you can join us at discord.gg/bmg. You can, as always, subscribe to our Twitch and our YouTube channel. So it's twitch.tv/baldman_games. Or our YouTube channel. Made a bit.ly link for that because we don't have a custom URL yet. So
I'll fix that later.
Yeah, bit.ly/BMG YouTube. And then recommend following us on social media. So we're at Baldman Games on Twitter, and if you search Baldman Games on Facebook, that'll get you to our page, which you should like. And then you can click on the groups there, and that'll connect you into our Baldman Games groups, where if you've got questions, you can ask them. If you're not really a Discord person, that's a great place to get involved with the community. We've got longtime fans of Baldman Games who hang out there, have the lowdown, the scoop on how events work, how to get those elusive tickets and stuff like that for in-person events when we go back to doing that. Just all sorts of stuff. So highly recommend joining that. So I think we've covered all of the topics. I don't see any additional questions rolling in. If you've got them, go ahead and drop those real quick, so we can make sure that we don't miss any important questions. But for anyone tuning in late, so the upcoming virtual D&D weekend for January is the 21st through the 23rd. We're going to have streaming events every day of that, Friday night at 8 p.m., Saturday night at 8 p.m., and Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. If you've got ideas about something that we should stream in the future, about an event that we should do, about something that you want to see us do, about something you want to stream for us, just ideas in general that are relevant. Ideas like what color to paint my house aren't relevant here, but send that to me. But you can tweet us at Baldman Games. You can post on our community Discord server, which I mentioned above. We've got a channel just for that. I believe Spencer said we've got that in the BMG shows category.
Down at the bottom of the server.
Down at the bottom of the server. Yeah, so you could yes.
BMG shows, BMG streaming, right below Winter Fantasy.
Yeah, we've got virtual weekends, Winter Fantasy, streaming, Gen Con, Origins. There's a bug on me. That's actually fairly common. And yeah, just let us know your thoughts. Or if you never want to see Spencer and I on the screen again, you can let us know that too. That's fine.
We're fine with that.
Our feelings won't be hurt. But with that, foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone who has tuned in, everyone who has participated in previous virtual weekends, and I'm gonna get those over to my Twitch, to my Discord and Twitch and all of that too. So don't worry. And thank you to everyone who is planning to show up for January or tune in to any of our streaming shows. Spencer, you got anything?
That's all I've got. I'll see all of you around the server, I'm sure.
Yeah. Spencer's always on the server. So if you've got questions on Discord,
I live on
Spencer.
Discord.
He lives on Discord. He lives on Discord. I live on Twitter. And if you want Spencer or I specifically, you can hit us on Twitter at the handles listed below our faces. Or ping us over on the Discord server. Come hang out, be part of the community. All right. Well, that is it for now. I'll see everyone again uh, next Friday. Yeah, on here,
Yeah.
on this stream, talking about fizz bands. It's going to be great. All right. That's it, everyone. Until next time, though. Thanks so much.
Night, everybody.